Hey guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
Blue guys, let me ask you that question. Are you feeling kind of blue right now? Who would blame you? Who would blame you in today's world of overload, people going into cognitive decline, cognitive burnout? It seems like we have all these tools, yet our brains can't keep up. We're fatigued. We're just down sometimes. You know, you can't turn on the TV without negative news, or you can't get on, your social media and look at what your kids are doing, or your parents, or your grandkids, or your family, or your friends, without somebody arguing over something. Would it be possible to say that people feel pretty blue right now at times? But the question is, in today's world of all this overload and cognitive decline, who could blame you for being blue? No one but you. We're going to face some truth this morning that's going to blow your mind. And it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be negative. It's going to be some simple stuff that is absolutely going to open the doors, open your eyes, open your brain, and keep you from the decline that is so touted as, senior moments. It goes from senior moments to full-blown dementia. It goes from funny, can't find my keys to can't wipe your own butt. Come on. Seriously, do you want to end up losing all that you've worked for, all the amazing memories that you have up here and what you've created in this world, and wind up not even knowing what you had for breakfast, let alone your kids' names, let alone what you did yesterday, let alone the miraculous life you've led? Do you want to be that at 60, 70, 80 years old? Some people are having problems with dementias at 50. My God, do you really want to let go of the one thing that is yours that nobody can take away from you? That your spiritual beliefs and your memories are something that are yours. Protect them, okay? Today is the day we stop BSing ourselves, and that's belief system, into believing that it's just the way it is as we get older, that we're supposed to decline. How many times have you heard that? Well, it's going to happen, or, it happened to grandma, it happened to grandpa, so it's going to happen to you too. Okay? I have 2 hacks that I'm going to share with you this morning. Okay? Just 2 little hacks that are going to make all the difference. Okay, 3. I'm going to share a third. I'm going to give you the ABCs this morning, okay? A, B, and C. It's so damn easy. It's the first 3 letters of the alphabet. So damn easy to take care of your cognition right here. So easy to make the shifts that are going to keep you mentally healthy, mentally moving. Now, I'm going to start this off with, I am not a medical doctor. Anything I tell you, check with your health professional, although I think they would have to agree with what I'm going to say this morning, because none of it is, take the newest and latest drug supplement or this, that, or shot in the arm or pill or anything. No, this is all just stuff you're probably already doing. I'm just not sure if you're doing it to the best of your ability, or maybe you are. But I'm going to talk about this. 3 little hacks. It's 2 hacks and a bonus hack. But the cool part is they are easy. Anyone can do them. And they're proven by scientific studies. This isn't something I PFA'd. I didn't pull it from my butt, okay? I didn't have a dream and think, oh, it's a cool idea. Or I heard it on a YouTube video and, let me share this with the world with no background. No, there is study upon study, and you can go check them all out, okay? You ready for the ABCs of improving your memory and your cognition, and also maintaining it as you get older? This is serious stuff, guys. If you tune in and out on this one, you're tuning in and out on your life. If you stay on with this one with me for the 20, maybe 15, 20 minutes of the show this morning, you might find something really valuable here, really important. Are you ready? Okay, we're going to do the ABCs right here. The ABCs of maintaining and improving your cognition, your mental health, and probably your physical side too on all of this. A is for activity, okay? Activity as in physical, moving your body activity, okay? It's not pushing a remote. It's not typing on a screen. It's not looking up the newest cool exercise program or looking up the new yoga program. It's doing it, okay? Studies have shown time and time again, I mean, there are countless out there, and this is important. When you engage in vigorous activity, your brain gets more oxygen. That's just, that. I don't care, if you say, well, you're not a doctor. Coach Lou, you're not a doctor. No, I'm not. But even every doctor will tell you that. If your doctor doesn't tell you that moving your body and getting your blood flow going is going to get more oxygen to your brain, find another doctor. Okay? It's that simple. Okay? Also, lactate is produced, which is used as brain fuel. Lactate has actually really been shown to be good for the brain. Okay? So there was a study in particular done of 65-year-old plus adults showing a minimum of a 2% reversal in brain size, hippocampus specifically, that's your memory center. 2% reversal in brain size decline when they added 30 minutes of vigorous activity a day. Now, vigorous activity is going to be different at different stages of life, different for different people, depending on your situation. That's going to play in a minute. I'm going to talk about it. So that is going, but at 2%, I mean, after age 65, supposedly we lose 2%. So I don't know, my math might be a little different than their math, but 2% reversal means you didn't lose 2%, you gained 2%. I think that's kind of like a 4% difference, but that's Lou math, not medical math, so do your own research on that. Talk to your doctor about that one. But my thought process there is if you gain 2%, then you're actually 4% ahead of the game if normally you would have lost 2%. So physical activity, it gets the heart rate up, gets the oxygen to the brain, gets the oxygen to the cells. That's kind of a no-brainer, guys. I mean, anybody that tells you, well, exercise really isn't any good for you, you got a problem there. Getting more oxygen to the body's not good for you. You got a problem there, okay? You don't listen to that person. There's people that are like, my exercise is lifting 16 ounce or 12 ounces. You're a fool. You're an absolute fool if you're dumping alcohol down your throat and calling it exercise. Okay, I'm going to call it like it is. And I'm not saying that, if you enjoy a beer or a glass of wine once in a while, you're a fool. What I am saying is you're a fool if you go, this is my exercise, man. I'm going to do 12 of them today. You're a fool. You're destroying your body. You're destroying your brain. And you're kind of making yourself look dumb, because anybody that goes, yeah, man, I agree with that, it's probably not really the friend circle you want. And I get that sometimes it's a joke, but some people really believe that. They get in that mindset. It's the same thing when we talk about bacon. I love bacon, but I eat a nitrate-free, unprocessed, etc. A couple more dollars a pound, but you're not getting all those chemicals. And I do it once a week on Sunday. We have a bacon with breakfast. But it's different than the people who eat a pound of the commercially produced chemical-ridden garbage every day and go, gotta die or something. That's stupid. I'm sorry, but that is just stupid to destroy your body. It's like lighting up a cigarette. That is not smart. Your choice. You can do it if you want to do it, but you're paying a price for it. So my fact here is, physical activity means getting out, going for a run, a walk, a jog. I don't know what fitness level you're at, but that's what I'm talking about. Doing some weightlifting if that's what you like, doing some yoga, whatever it is. It can't be just, going for a casual walk to the mailbox. I'm talking something that gets oxygen to your brain, and there's all kinds of, and I suggest talking to your fitness professional about this, or, even me. I'll do some coaching with you to how you and what levels you want to get your heart rate and your oxygen up to. But again, A is for activity. And sorry I ranted a little bit there, guys, but there's no place for being ignorant about what's good or bad for you and then becoming a liability to your family, your country, the medical system, because you couldn't be bothered to at least base level take care of yourself. Okay? I understand that there's no guarantees. We all know the guy who got cancer that never smoked. Okay, had a heart attack that never had high cholesterol or never ate bacon. Okay, we all know this one or two people, but don't you know a whole lot more people that smoked for many years and died of cancer? People that ate horrendously and died of heart disease prematurely. Okay, then there are somebody's like, well, I know this guy, he was the most fit guy in the world and walked in front of a bus. Okay, well, that's just called bad luck there. It's time to go home to heaven or whatever it is. But my point is you got to take part in this. It's your responsibility. It's not the FDA, not Fuchi Coochie or whatever his name was to make decisions for you. It's up to you to make your own decisions. Now, let's get into B. This is pretty blue right here. This is the exciting one. Blue is your friend. And you're like, you're talking about politics here, coach? Might not be what what we'd expect. No. Blueberries, baby. Blueberries. There have been massive, recent, and long-going studies about the effects of the anthocyanins in the blueberries. And the BDNF, that's your brain-derived neurotrophic factors. That's a mouthful right there. All that is the stuff that fuels your brain and heals your brain. Okay, but there's showing that the blueberries, the anthocyanins in there stimulate the brain-derived neurotrophic factors, BDNF. Let's keep it short. Okay, we don't need a science lesson today, but reverses the age-related shrinkage of the hippocampus. That's the same thing that physical activity is doing. And that's your memory and cognition and your neuroresponsive portion of the brain. They literally have tested people's neuroresponse, like reaction times and stuff, eating a cup of blueberries a day for X amount of days. And I forget how many that was, but that's irrelevant. Just eat the blueberries unless you're allergic to them. But the point to it is, and there's a flip side to this too, but the point to it is they have scientific studies. I mean, this isn't BS. This isn't, I'm going to try to market some blueberries, so let me tell the story that they're the cure-all. Okay? They might not be a cure-all, but I know a couple of things. Number one, people will tell me, but you say don't eat too much fruit because of the sugar content. Blueberries are one of the lowest glycemic fruits out there. They certainly can replace the craving if you have sugar cravings of, not to go eat candy bars and cupcakes. All right? So a cup of blueberries a day have been totally shown to reverse cognition decline and neuroresponsive decline. Holy moly. And it's not hard to eat a cup of blueberries, guys. I didn't say couple. I said cup of. I just realized what that sounds like. Cup of blueberries a day. How freaking delicious is that? Now, use your common sense corner up here. Get in your common sense corner. Realize, yes, they have some sugar level to them. Although they're very low glycemic. Do you want to eat them before bed? Probably not. Do you want to eat them after dinner if you eat dinner? Probably not. Midday snack? Midday lunch, high in blueberries, or at breakfast time? Not a bad idea. But blueberries, that's what this whole blue thing is about today. The real gist of the show today is blueberries. And the C is going to be bonus material. However, the blue, go blue, guys. Go blue. Get those anthocyanins that are in there. They are absolutely phenomenal for you. Another one that goes well with that is dark chocolate. It has catechins in it, which is another form of antioxidants, which is really good for blood flow to the brain and brain health. You got to watch how much chocolate you eat. There's also, people make a lot of cacao shakes, and it can be a little harsh on the liver if you consume too much of it. So again, get with your nutritionist, your doctor on this. But blueberries, guys, go blue. Cup of blueberries a day decreases the shrinkage of the brain as you're aging. and actually reverses some of it in scientific studies, kids. This isn't my PFA stuff here. Okay, so A is for activity, B is for blue. What is C? Coffee, baby. Life boost. Okay, I said it, one of the most controversial, which is also a C word, controversial coffee. Coffee has and should be a controversial topic. And you're like, a little confusing there, Lou. A little confusing because you're very much a proponent of coffee, and we know this. Why do you stand up and say it is controversial and you should be very concerned about coffee? Okay? The reason it's always been termed as controversial has been caffeine. Caffeine. Is the caffeine good or bad for you? Too much, this, that. Caffeine. The evil caffeine. The amazing caffeine. The evil caffeine. It's like you got the devil on one and the angel on the other yapping in your ear. Well, yeah. Okay, caffeine is a little piece of it. The real controversy is the chemicals. Oh, here we go. Big Coffee's going to hate me on this one. It's a chemical content of most coffee far outweighs the dangers of it, far outweighs the positives of coffee. Oh my God, but you always say coffee's so good, Coach. Yes, you got to choose the right coffees. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about one particular brand that I drink, but I'm going to tell you why and what to look for in any coffee. There's not just one coffee that's good. I think I've found the best. But here's the deal. There's two different kinds of chemicals in coffee. The first one's being the good, the phytonutrients, the antioxidants. And I hate to call them chemicals or compounds, but let's just, for the sake of our discussion this morning. Okay, there are massive amounts in coffee. Coffee has some of the most amount of phytonutrients and antioxidants of anything you are going to put in your body. Wow, so you go, well, this is great. And it's shown to really benefit the body and your brain health. Again, that blood flow, the alertness. So that's the good. What's the bad? Well, you already know that non-organic coffees are grown with a horrific, and I mean horrific amount of pesticide, more than most any other food, because guess what? Even bugs love coffee, and can contain large amounts of mold, which also you don't want to be putting in your body. So how do you get around that? It's the best thing in the world for you, and it's the worst thing in the world for you. Okay? We're going to get to that in a minute, but then you got the caffeine, the drug. Okay, there is a drug in coffee. Yes, it is a drug. It's not a nutrient. Caffeine is a drug. Okay, the determination of good or bad for caffeine, of course, number one is your sensitivity to it. My mom used to, if she had a half a cup of coffee, she'd think she's having a heart attack. Then I've known people who can literally suck it down all day long and go lay down and go to sleep. Okay. I think the deal is this, if you're not sensitive to caffeine and you're moderate about your drinking is good. 1 cup or 1 pot of coffee makes a big difference. Okay. 1 cup or 2 cups during the day is going to be, it's good. It's loaded with antioxidants. I would say is, fine. Again, unless you're sensitive to it. But the deal is make sure you're drinking that clean, organic, mycotoxin-free coffee. If you're not, you're undoing any good and you're basically toxing yourself. Now, I know there's, coffee companies that would like to shut me up on that one. Especially your favorite little drive-throughs and your little coffee stands, your little coffee shops that, they're pushing this garbage coffee on you and you're spending $6 or $7 a cup for it. Ridiculous. If we demanded organic coffee and stopped buying this quick drive-through garbage loaded with sugar and chemicals, they would have to make a change. Okay, the other thing to really consider in the morning is waiting 30 to 60 minutes before having your first cup of coffee or your cup of coffee after you awaken. And you're like, what? I like my coffee right away. Yeah. Okay, well, I do when I'm on vacation. Brew up the coffee, go sit on the balcony, look at the water or whatever, relax. And yeah, because there's a science lesson, because you're going to stay sleepy if you drink it first thing in the morning. Why? No, caffeine's going to wake you up. Okay, well, here's your science lesson for the day. When you sleep, this chemical called, or hormone called adenosine, builds up in your body to keep you asleep, or otherwise you'd wake up every few minutes and you couldn't sleep. So adenosine makes you sleepy, and that's that foggy stuff in the morning. It's your body's loaded with it when you wake up, and cortisol is supposed to counter that when you wake up and get moving. Yes, cortisol actually is not totally a bad thing. It's in excess is where it is. But so when you awaken, it starts to dissipate within the first hour. The receptors take it in, you start to wake up, you come out of the fog. Am I right? We've all been there. So if you have caffeine right away in the morning, the caffeine blocks the adenosine receptors. Simple math here. Can't get in, can't get used, can't get taken out of the blood. You stay groggy and sleepy and brain fog, hence the, I need another coffee to wake up this morning. I don't know why I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm so foggy. Because the first thing you did is dump coffee down your throat. You stop the adenosine from getting out of your blood, and it's like staying in your blood. It's like having a drink. And a lot of you are familiar with this. You have a shot, 1 hour to metabolize a shot, basically, on normal metabolism before you get in your vehicle and drive or anything, because otherwise you have a blood alcohol content. Now, if something slows your metabolism in your drinking, that alcohol is going to stay in your system. Well, it's the same thing with it. Hopefully it gives you a reference there. The same thing happens with the adenosine. Okay, if you slow your dissipation of it or absorption by the receptors, you're going to stay foggy and you're going to think you need 2 or 3 cups of coffee to get going. So just try this. Try it for 2 weeks. Don't drink your coffee for the first 30 to 60 minutes of the morning. Now, I've really started doing that, especially on car auction mornings, because I have to drive, and I don't love driving from one end of Orlando to the other. It's a task. So I eat my breakfast and stuff, but then I take my coffee to go and enjoy it as I'm driving. Well, that's a good hour and 10 minutes, 15 minutes into my morning routine. Perfect. I feel so much better. I'm not still foggy when I've got to get going and be on top of things. Wow. Pretty cool, huh? So how do you make this delicious thing called coffee serve you? Not you serving it, not you worshiping it, not you taking in all kinds of chemicals and sugars. My God, stay away from the sugary crap. How do you make it serve you? Number one is make sure you're getting a good organic mycotoxin-free coffee. Okay, like Life Boost. It's my coffee of choice is Life Boost. The flavor. I'm drinking Whiskey Barrel today. Now, their flavors are natural. They're like their coffee bean done the Whiskey Barrel, which is absolutely amazing. The Whiskey Barrel coffee is aged the beans in old whiskey barrels. Okay, it's not some, chemical food taste added to it. Okay, so then the other thing is number 2 is wait 30 to 60 minutes before having your first cup of coffee or your only cup of coffee. Probably a cup is good. Maybe a little more towards noon, you could have another. Don't add any sugary BS to the coffee. Now, the best thing to add to the coffee is whole cream, if you're a creamer person. And you might go, no, skim milk. You don't want that fat. Guess what as you go down the line, whole cream, no sugar. Half and half. Sugar. The lactose, not lactate, which I said was good for your brain. Lactose, which is not so good for you. And then you go to whole milk, got more sugar and lactose. Then you go down 2%. And skim is high sugar, no fat. Not a good combination. Just take my word for that one. Limit your intake to 1 or 2 cups. And certainly allow 8 hours before bedtime before having your last cup. Before don't have any more. And that varies a little bit by everybody. But, if I don't usually drink coffee after 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And a lot of times it's just a morning cup. but it's delicious. I am going to put in the link to Life Boost Coffee. I'm going to put it in the chat, guys, because I would love you to use mine. I am an affiliate of theirs. Why am I not getting it? I am an affiliate of theirs, and it means I get a tiny little commission if you order, but that's not why I support it. I could be an affiliate of anybody's coffee or anybody's stuff. I just was like impressed with their coffee when I ordered it. It's kind of roasted to order batches, and it arrives so dang fresh. But the thing is, it's just the health benefits. Do not, if you don't drink Life Boost, make sure it's mycotoxin free and make sure it's organic, guys. And don't overdo it. Don't overdo, don't underdo. Yes. All right. Guys, are you ready? You ready to make some change? You got the ABCs. If you're just tuning in late, tuning in late, the show starts at 8 a.m. No. The good news is you can always go back to lou.live and you can get directed to all the replay sites. Do this. Try this. Comment to me how it feels to you and what's going on. Because I truly believe that you deserve the life. You deserve to retain your memories, your cognition. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. What is up with that? Oh, you guys are funny. All right, step up. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dream. And I mean your dream, baby. Live your dream. Ciao for now. I will see you guys on the next roundabout. Have an absolutely amazing day.
Ready to take it to the next level? Next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.